Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Prep 2, how are you today? Today we are going to talk about water. But first, let's remember the last lessons in which we were talking about attempts of elements classification, graduation of properties of elements in the modern periodic table, and the main groups in the modern periodic table. Today we are going to talk about water, but first let's talk about the importance of water. Water is very important for all living organisms, so no living organism cannot live without water. That's why, because water is very important for all the vital processes which occur inside the body of living organisms. Also, water is very important or an important means of transportation, okay? Also, water is used to generate electricity through building dams like the High Dam in Egypt. The second part of this slide is the structure of water molecule. As we can observe in the following figure, which represents a molecule of water, it consists of one oxygen atom combined with two atoms of hydrogen. Oxygen is combined with H atom of hydrogen with a single covalent bond, and the angle between them is 104.5 degrees. But there are some bonds between water molecules which are responsible for the abnormal properties of water. Okay? As we can observe in the following figure, which represents a sample of water, this is the covalent bond between oxygen and hydrogen. But between the molecules of water, there are another type of bonds which is hydrogen bond. These hydrogen bonds are weak bonds which connect water molecules together, and they are responsible for the abnormal properties of water. Properties of water. First, water exists in three states which are solid in form of ice, liquid in form of water, and gas in form of water vapor. Also, water is a polar solvent, which means that polar compounds can dissolve in it. Water has high boiling point and high freezing point. Water boils at 100 Celsius degree and freezes at 0 Celsius degree. That's why, due to presence of hydrogen bond, which causes the increasing in the boiling point and decreasing the freezing point of water to 0 Celsius degree. Water bloation. What is meant by water bloation? To know what is meant by water bloation, let's watch the following video. As we can observe in the following figure, it contains many living microorganisms, so it is bloated sample or non-clear. But what are the causes of water bloation, and how can it affect the living organism's life? Chemical garbage and microorganisms causes water pollution. Also, water pollution causes may be natural, like volcanoes, acidic rains, animal wastes, natural causes like also silt from floods, human causes or artificial causes like sewage, also fertilizers which are added to the soil, also chemical wastes which are released from factories, acidic rains which are produced from some gases, harmful gases like nitrogen oxides, oil spillage or leakage of oil from transportation means which move in water like ships. Effects of water pollution: it causes deaths of many aquatic animals. Okay. Also, the concentration of many metals in water causes many diseases which harm our brain and many different body organs. Also, it causes a disturbance in the food chain and it causes many diseases for all living organisms as human. So we must control water pollution and keep garbage in special places. Okay? And we must save water by closing taps when we are out of our houses. So, water pollution is the continuous gradual change in water properties affecting the health and life of all living creatures. Water pollutants are some substances which cause the water pollution or the causes of water pollution, and we classified them into natural and artificial. Natural causes like lightning that causes acidic rains, which are produced from mixing the harmful gases like nitrogen oxide with the rains, forming acidic rains which are very harmful to the soil and plants. So, from the natural causes, lightning and thunder, death of living organisms, volcanic eruptions. But the artificial pollutants like, and they are man-made or produced due to human activities, like overuse of pesticides and fertilizers, leakage of petroleum, oil in seas and rivers, burning of coal and oil, which produces large amounts of carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is mixed with the rains, forming harmful results to the soil, throwing sewage and factory wastes in seas and rivers, which is very harmful to aquatic creatures or living organisms which live in water. Types of water pollution. First, biological pollution. Biological pollution is related to throwing the dead bodies in water, and it causes mortality or death of many aquatic living organisms which live inside water or in water. Sewage or leakage of sewage or throwing sewage in water sources like rivers is a form also of biological pollution. Chemical pollution, it is related to throwing or leakage of the chemical wastes which are resulted from the factories or from industry. Okay. Thermal pollution, it is related to the leakage of heat or getting rid of heat, like in nuclear reactors, in water sources like rivers and oceans, which is very harmful to aquatic living organisms. Radiant pollution, it is related to the harmful radiations which are emitted from the nuclear reactors. Water density. As we studied density in Prep 1, density is mass per unit volume. Okay? Water density decreases on freezing. That's why. When water temperature decreases more than or less than 4 Celsius degree, we observe that water molecules are collected together in form of hexagonal shape, as we can observe in the following figure, with many intermolecular spaces, which increase their volume and decrease their density. So water crystals can float in the surface of water. So many aquatic living organisms can live under ice which is floating on the surface of water. Also, when we put a completely filled bottle of water in the freezer, it explodes. That's why, because its volume increases, because water molecules are collected together in hexagonal shape by hydrogen bonds with many intermolecular spaces between them. So the density decreases and water molecules or water sample volume increases. Protection of water from pollution. First, we must prevent getting rid of sewage or wastes of factories and animals in water resources to protect ourselves from biological, chemical, and all forms of water pollution. Also, we must protect all living organisms from these results of water pollution. Disinfection of water tanks periodically to get rid of micro living organisms or some precipitates which are percepted with passing of time in the bottom of these tanks, which are very harmful. Don't store tap water in empty plastic oil bottles. That's why, because tap water contains chlorine, which reacts with the plastic, which increases the rate of cancer. Okay? Developing the stations of water purification to purify the water or clean water from the harmful precipitates and harmful microorganisms. Spreading environmental awareness to protect water. Every one of us must have the responsibility and do his effort to protect water from pollution. Okay? Water electrolysis. Water electrolysis means to split the two molecules, to split water molecules into their main components, which are, or main elements, which are hydrogen and oxygen. To know how we can do water electrolysis, let's watch the following video in which we will use electricity to do water electrolysis. There are two types of bowls, which are anode and cathode. Okay? Anode is the positive pole and cathode is the negative pole. We will observe that oxygen evolves at anode because anode is the positive pole and oxygen has the high electron negativity, so it evolves at the positive pole, and hydrogen evolves at the negative pole, and the amount of oxygen will be double to the amount of hydrogen. The amount of hydrogen will be double to the amount of oxygen, because water molecule consists of two atoms of hydrogen and only one atom of oxygen. As we can observe in the following figure, this is oxygen gas, this is hydrogen gas, and this is cathode at which hydrogen is collected, and this is anode at which oxygen gas is collected. And the amount of oxygen is double to the amount of hydrogen is double to the amount of oxygen. Okay? Okay, that is all about our lesson today, and I hope to meet you in the next video. Thank you.